in this lesson, we're going to focus on something which is very dear to all our hearts, and that is our family. We're going to learn how to pronounce properly and correctly all the members of our family, or most of them in any case, all right? Because what I've realized, having taught for over 30 years, all kinds of students and clients from all over the world, that because of various language differences, many mistakes are often made in pronouncing these very basic words. And yet, these particular very basic words are very important to us, right? There are lots of times when we're going to be talking about our own family members. There are lots of times when we're going to ask others about their family members. So we really want to make sure that we get these particular words and their pronunciation as right and as close as possible. Okay? So bear with me. Even if you think, well, I know that, I know how to say things, you might be surprised, as a lot of my clients sometimes are, as we start to go through the basic pronunciation of family members. Okay? So let's go through this. The very first word is the word family. Say it after me. Family. Okay? So where's the stress here? Family. Good. Now, the next word I know is mispronounced by so many students from all over the world. The correct pronunciation of this word is parents. Pair. Just like a pair of pants, a pair of jeans, right? Just like this, a pair. Make sure that the first part of this word is pronounced like that. Think of two parents as a pair and say it like that, okay? The mistake is sometimes this is said as par, so don't do that, okay? It's sometimes said as pa, but we want to say what? Pair, parents. Very good, okay? And where's the stress? Here, parents. Now, these next three words are mispronounced very often for the same reason. They have the same issue in them, and that's the TH. You see it here in the word mother, father, brother. Okay? So the difficulty for various English learners is in this TH. Okay? So what you have to be careful of is not to say this like a D. This is not a D sound. It's not like the letter D. No. Okay? We want a different sound here. It's much softer. It's the TH sound. Hear it. Let me say it first so you can hear it and then repeat it after me. Okay? Mother. Mother. So my tongue is coming out a little bit between my teeth when I'm saying the TH part. Mother. Mother. Okay? The stress is here, the beginning. Let's say the next one. Same issue here with the TH. Father. Father. Okay? Make sure you're saying it soft like that. The, not D. Okay? Father. The stress is here. The next one. Brother. Brother. So also be careful of the O. Don't say bro. That's different. Sometimes it's slang. You say he's my bro. That's different. Okay? But if you're trying to say the full word, okay? This is my brother. Okay? Brother. Where's the stress? Here. Brother. Okay? Let's say this one. Here, what's the problem here? What happens is that some people don't say the I properly. They say it too long. But actually, this I is very short. So, repeat after me. Sister. Meet my sister. Okay? Sister. The stress is in the beginning, and the I is very short, not long. Now, for mother and father, of course, we have many short words and sort of affectionate terms that we use. In North America, very often we say mom, M-O-M, mom, dad. If you're saying dad, make sure to open your mouth. Don't say did, say dad. Okay? Mom and dad. In other places, instead of mom, they sometimes say mum, M-U-M, quite popular in England. And then they have the version which children say, and sometimes adults also, mommy, daddy. Say those. Mommy, daddy, or mummy, daddy. Okay? But usually they're said by children, but not necessarily always. Okay? Depends on the culture and the country. Next, here we have the mom and the dad. So there's no stress. It's just like a one-syllable word. So we say the full thing. Next, son. This one is really mispronounced, probably more than any other word here. So what you have to be careful of is even though it's spelled S-O-N, there's actually no difference between the pronunciation of this word and the word sun. You know, the sun in the sky, right? So the sun in the sky and your son in his room, both these words are pronounced exactly the same, even though one is spelled with a U and one is spelled with an O. All right? This is my son. Okay? Son. Good. The next one. Lots of letters to say daughter. Daughter. Now, some people don't pronounce the T as much and they say daughter. Daughter. But it's probably easier and better and clearer if you do pronounce the T. Daughter. The stress is where? Here. Daughter. Okay? Great. Now you've got some of the basic members of the family. Let's move on to other basic members of the family. All right? Here we go. Husband. Meet my husband. Meet my wife. Okay? Husband, wife. You say it. Husband, wife. Okay? So here the stress is in the first part. Next, who is this person? Have you seen this word before? Fiancé. Fiancé. Almost the same. These words actually come from French. This one, the first one, is for, let's say you're engaged to somebody, you're going to get married to someone, to a man. That person is your fiancé, spelled with this one E here. And if you're engaged and you're going to marry a woman, she is your fiancée. Say it after me. Fiancé. Okay? Good. Next, we come to grandparents. So again, we have the word parents here, but we're adding what? Grand. Say it after me. Grandparents. This is a photograph of my grandparents. This is my grandfather. This is my grandmother. Okay? Grandparents. Now, let's go to the next one. Child. Child. What a beautiful child. And if you have more than one child, you have children. These are my children. Okay? So that's the formal word. Very often people use another word. Do you know what it is? It's it's much shorter. It's called kids. K-I-D-S. Kids. But when we say that, make sure the I, don't stretch the I. Don't say E. Say kids. The short I. Okay? Shorten the I. These are my kids. These are my children. Okay? Got it? Good. Have you found any that you needed to correct? If you're like most people, you probably have found one or two at least, if not more, that you need to correct a little bit. And that's why you're watching. So important. All right, let's go to some more. Uncle. Who is your uncle? Okay. So first, let's get the pronunciation, all right? So uncle. The stress is in the beginning. Your uncle is whom? Your brother or sister's, your father's brother or sister, or your mother's brother or sister. Okay? And sometimes also, if you're married, your husband or wife's parents' brother or sister. Okay? Uncle. And this is the sister of your father or mother, or the rest, as I explained. In North American English, we would say aunt. Aunt. My uncle and aunt visited yesterday. Uncle, aunt. Okay, very good. And now we come to the kids. The children of the uncle and aunt are your nephew. Nephew is the boy, and the girl is the niece. So this one, even though it's written with PH, it's pronounced like F, just like in the word phone, right? Telephone, phone. It's also written with a PH, but we pronounce it like an F. The same way here, nephew. Okay, so where's the stress? Here. Nephew. Niece. Niece. Okay, here we do pronounce that I long, not short. Niece. Okay, very good. Cousin. Say it after me. Cousin. This is my cousin. These are my cousins. Okay, cousin. There, what we have to be careful of is the OU, right? Don't get confused by that. I know it might make you feel that it should have a different sound, but it really doesn't. So forget that O and just say it like cousin. So the stress is where? Here, in the beginning. Also, one other point, the word cousin in English has no gender. We don't know when we say the word cousin if it's a man or a woman or a boy or a girl. We just say, he's my cousin, she's my cousin, and we don't know which one it is, all right? Because in many languages, actually, when you say cousin, you can know if it's a male or a female, perhaps in your language. But in English, no. Sorry, we're not always the richest language, okay? All right, let's go now to the next one. So now these here, we're talking about your in-laws. So who are your in-laws? If you're married, if you're a woman, your husband's family, they are your in-laws. In-laws. If you're married and you're a man, your wife's family, they are also your in-laws. And on both sides, you have various members of the family. Your mother-in-law, so the same pronunciation that we had here of mother, but we have to add these extra words. If you're writing it, you have to hyphenate it like that. Okay, say it after me. Mother-in-law. Again, mother-in-law. Okay, the same stress applies. And of course, just as we have mother, we have father-in-law. Say it after me. Father-in-law. Next, we have brother-in-law. And what's the opposite? Sister-in-law. Say it after me. Sister-in-law. Okay? Now, what happens here? If you have more than one of these, then where do we put the S? We put it here. Okay? So we would say, I have 3 brothers-in-law. Or 2 sisters-in-law. Okay? That's where we put the S, not here at the end of the word. Okay? All right. Then we have the next word, stepfather. Now, what's a step family? Okay? Or what's a stepfather? So this is the father. Okay. So this is, let's say your mother, okay, got divorced and then she married another man. So he's not your blood father or blood relation, but he's your father. He's your stepfather. Okay? And for you, you are his stepchild or stepchildren. Okay? You might have a stepbrother, stepsister. All right? So when we have these combined families, then we have a step family. So again, the pronunciation of father, mother, stepmother, stepfather, stepbrother, stepsister. Okay? And some people just say like stepkids or whatever, just casually. Okay? That's not an actual official word. All right? And another general word to cover a lot of family members is the word relatives. Say it after me. Relatives. These are my relatives. We're having a big wedding. We're inviting all our relatives and lots of friends. This is what people do very often in many parts of the world. Okay? So let's just do a quick review of everything. I'm going to say it and you say it after me. Ready? Family. Parents. Mother. Father. Brother. Sister. Mom. Dad. Son. Daughter. Husband. Wife. Fiancé. These are both pronounced exactly the same. Just the spelling is different. Grandparents. Child. Children. Uncle. Aunt. Good. Nephew. Niece. Cousin. Mother-in-law. Father-in-law. Brother-in-law. Or let's make the next one plural. Sisters-in-law. Sisters-in-law. And all of the family of your husband or wife, they are your in-laws with the S at the end, okay? In-laws. Stepfather. Stepmother. Okay? And the last one here, relatives. Okay? So what's important is, of course, choose the ones that are relevant to you. Maybe you're young and you live at home with your parents and you're going to be talking about your parents a lot. So mention and practice those words, right? If you're married and you have a son or daughter and you talk about them a lot, you have children, then make sure you're pronouncing those words correctly because those are most relevant to you. Okay? If you visit your grandparents a lot, Make sure you're pronouncing that properly. So make this relevant to you. Practice it. You could say something like, my family lives in New York. My parents' names are this. Put these words into sentences so that it makes more sense. And also you'll practice the pronunciation when you're actually using these words in a sentence. Because even though we have practiced them just as words, you will use them in real life as sentences. Okay? So that's our lesson for today. We don't have a quiz on this. If you would like to practice, which you should definitely do, watch the lesson again. Watch it again after a couple of days. Watch it 2 days later. This way you'll keep training yourself. Okay? And pay attention to any particular ones that you may have been saying incorrectly. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring the bell. Thank you. All the best with your English. Bye for now.